Last year, Toyota made the bold decision to make much of its lineup, including the Kluger 7-seat family SUV, petrol electric hybrid only. As a result, the price went up and the choice went down. So is the Kluger still worthy of your attention? Well, let's examine what's on offer now and draw some conclusions. This vehicle first appeared in 2021 and it's been through a bit of a powertrain evolution in that time. First, the old V6 petrol engine was dropped and replaced by a turbo-petrol 4-cylinder. Then that was dropped and not replaced at all. And the cheaper front-wheel drive Klugers also got binned. That just left 3 petrol-electric hybrid all-wheel drive Klugers in the lineup. The GX, GXL and flagship Grande were testing here. Nowadays, Kluger pricing starts at about $60,000 plus on-road costs. And it wasn't that long ago, it started at $50,000. Now, that's partly because of new and sophisticated powertrain technology, but also because Toyota has a propensity for frequent and substantial price rises these days. Now, all that's left the Kluger vulnerable to some excellent family SUVs, namely the Hyundai Santa Fe, the Kia Sorento, and Mazda's new family SUV contender, the CX-80. Toyota does soften the blow with one of the best cap price service deals going around. The first 5 services will cost only $265 each. The hybrid's high voltage battery warranty is for 10 years and the rest of the car is protected for 5 years. You do have to pay at least $99 per year for roadside assistance, however. At just under 5 metres long, the Kluger is undoubtedly a big vehicle, and it should be, given its family carrying duties. It's undoubtedly an evolution of what has gone before it. It just adds a little more aggression around the snout and some character with those pronounced rear wheel arches. The Grande can be picked out via its handsome 20-inch alloy wheels, plated roof rails, chrome plated grille trim, projector LED headlights and panoramic sunroof. The hybrid powertrain has been part of the Kluger lineup since the 4th generation was introduced in 2021. It's a pretty sophisticated setup, including a 2.5 litre petrol engine and 3 electric motors. Now, one of the motors works with the petrol engine to boost power and torque. Another one sits on the rear axle to generate more power for the all-wheel drive system. And the third is purely focused on regenerating charge to the hybrid battery. Now, advantages over a conventional internal combustion system? Well, fuel economy is one, and the other is a smoother, quieter, and more efficient response at tip-in throttle. We've already mentioned the Kluger is a big vehicle, and that's just reinforced when you get inside. Big comfy chairs, big steering wheel, big screens, and lots of elbow room. It's noticeable the Kluger Grande is a bit flashier inside than the lesser models in the lineup. Only makes sense, I guess. But also, it's built in the USA, and the good news is it's up to normal Toyota build quality standards, which is very good. Now, stuff that the Grande gets that the lesser models in the lineup miss out on include a 12.3-inch digital instrument panel. It gets these wood trim bits in the doors and across the dash. There's also ambient lighting, scuff plates, driver seat memory. Now, weirdly though, it's got manual reach and rake adjust steering adjust rather than power adjust. I would have thought at $90,000 plus on the road, it's a feature the car would get. It's not a biggie, but you know, it seems to be an omission. Most of the storage features you'd expect to find are in the Kluger. I like the storage nooks for things like smartphones and the like, and also this sliding top for the lidded bin, so it doesn't flip up and get in your way. However, what does get in your way is this wireless smartphone charger. It really should be positioned up here in the center console. There's no doubt the Kluger's infotainment system is a big step up on the old model's effort, but as is the Toyota way, it comes without a home screen, and I really like that central starting point, especially when you're on the move. Makes it easier to pick out the menus you want to get into. To be frank, most people are going to mirror their smartphones rather than rely on the Toyota system anyway. Apple CarPlay can be connected wirelessly, but Android Auto still needs a cable. The digital instrument panel in the Kluger Grande is one feature I wish hadn't been upgraded from the lesser Klugers. They come with dual analog dials in here for speedo and the power meter, and I find them much easier to access than this upscale system, especially because the information contained within the dials and between them is quite complex to change and adjust. The Kluger Grande offers multiple views from its cameras. It's also a good vehicle to see out of thanks to its big windows. Front and rear parking sensors are standard. The Kluger comes with all the safety basics covered, as well as a 5-star ANCAP rating based on 2021 protocols. There have been some questions posed about the effectiveness of the curtain airbags in protecting row 3 passengers, but ANCAP has given them the thumbs up. In the second row of seats, the size of the Kluger really pays off. You've got heaps of room in all directions for 2 tall adults, and versatility is aided by this sliding seat base. The middle seat, however, is very much the short straw. It's high and hard. There's a full set of tri-zone climate controls back here. If you're looking for the vents, they're up here in the roof. There's also vents in row 3 as well. Other features include dual USB-C ports, mat pockets and door bins. There are also dual cup holders in the fold-down armrest. And row 3, well, the sliding and flipping row 2 helps, but even then it's hard work to enter and exit or sit in comfortably. One better for the kids, I reckon. No surprise with all 7 seats in place, boot space in the Kluger Grande is a little bit at a minimum. However, you can progressively fold all those seats, and as you do, space becomes extremely generous. There's not a lot of features in the Kluger's boot, but it is nice there is a full-size tyre underneath it. Good one, Toyota. Okay, let's get on the road and see how the Kluger Grande behaves with petrol-electric hybrid power. I wonder if it's going to deliver a premium feel. Well, if you measure premium based on quietness, then the Kluger Grande is definitely going to qualify when running on electricity alone. It's nice and quiet. But it doesn't take long for that petrol engine to kick in with assistance. Combine the two and the response is still pretty smooth and still pretty quiet. Yes, you get some engine noise, but not a lot in the way of vibration, and that E-motor response from tip-in throttle fills in any of the petrol engine's gap at that low range. The car really does stay nice and quiet. The big frustration is the EV mode button. Really, it's a placebo. Press it 9 times out of 10 and it'll tell you EV mode is unavailable. The battery's too low, the speed range is exceeded, whatever. Sometimes it doesn't even bother explaining. A bit frustrating, really. The Kluger rides on the same new generation platform as the smaller RAV4, and it also handles better and with far less sloppiness than any Kluger that's gone before it. It really has had its act tightened up, and the all-wheel drive system just adds that bit of surety, although a lot of the time it will run in front-wheel drive when not under stress. The steering, well, it can be a bit weird under hard acceleration, kind of tugging one way and the other as it struggles to cope with the power. But when you're just cruising like this in the burbs, nice, light, direct, very much a good system to work with. The Kluger doesn't ride quite as well as the best vehicles in the class. Smooth roads, absolutely no problem. But when the surface gets a bit more chopped up, you've got laterals and maybe some ruts mid-corner, it can have a little bit too much input. I think the Kluger Grande's bigger set of 20-inch wheels and tyres tend to accentuate that a little bit more as well. All up, it's not quite as well set up as the best of its rivals, which is the Kia Sorento, which really benefits from its local tuning. There's no doubt the hybrid really delivers when it comes to fuel consumption. On our test loop, it averaged 7.8 litres per 100 kilometres. Now that's a couple of litres per 100 kilometres better than the Turbo 4 managed when we tested it in 2023, and that was better again than the old 3.5 litre V6. So, yep, there's no doubting the hybrid system is effective. And in fact, Toyota's hybrid system has got a lot of runs on the board from more than 2 decades of development in production cars. It really is an effective system. But it's not just fuel consumption, of course. As we've already mentioned, the added performance, especially at tip-in throttle it adds, really does make it a better experience. Yep, no doubt about it, the hybrid system's a ripper. Consider the whole package, and there's more than just the hybrid system to like about the Toyota Kluger Grande. It's got a spacious interior and its drive experience is entirely competent. But you do pay a high price for the Kluger, and you pay an even higher price when you opt for the flagship Grande. Look, if you're not wedded to the little luxuries of life or to the hybrid system, then there are other choices out there that are less expensive and do an equally as good a job as family SUVs. Maybe start there. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to tell us what you think of this video in the comments below.